Hello, y'all. It's popping about to react to this vid. This is Ryan Reynolds' funniest moments. Okay, he doesn't strike me as a funny guy. Where do I know him from? I've seen his face many times, but I can't tell you off the top of my head, to be honest. So, can I really say if he's funny or not? No. But whoever he is, he don't stand out that much. I mean, his face does look familiar, but not familiar enough for me to know what he's been in. Anyway, let's see his funny moments. Let's watch.
What did you say about the back of my head?
Yeah. Well, I try to never say anything cruel to Dwayne that I know I can't get away with. But yeah, I did say the back of his head did look not too dissimilar to a penis. I'm just saying.
I used to say to her, I would take a bullet for you. I could never love anything as much as I love you. I would say that to my wife, and then the second I looked in that baby's eyes, I knew in that exact moment that if we were ever under attack, I would use my wife as a human shield to protect that baby.
His head looks like a beautiful penis. Yeah. I'm just gonna say his head looks like a gorgeous penis.
You got
in the back of your head so we can make up our own mind.
It's like, it don't like no penis though.
Yeah. And hard as a rock.
Yeah.
How's the kids? They're all good. Blake's no personal questions, by the way, but Blake is great. The sex is totally normal. Okay. Wait, that's going. I wasn't going to ask that. Hey! Pump the sex breaks, Jimmy. Okay? I asked that. No personal questions, and you're going right in on it. All right? Barbara Walters, easy. And then about a year and a half ago, somebody accidentally leaked it on the internet. Was that you? It's super crazy. Oh no!
Deadpool? Oh, that's the man.
Very un-Canadian of you.
Yeah. My mom was like, "What does this button do?" There's definitely a lot of sword work. I'm working with the unstoppable Hugh Jackman.
I met him once in the elevator here. See, he's monstrous, that guy.
He's made of indestructible things. A lot of people don't know this, but I've heard that his nipples are actual diamonds.
How do you know that then, sailor?
I've heard.
Yeah?
I've just heard.
You guys get pretty close working out there?
We spent some time in our own elevators.
Yeah.
And is she talking?
Yeah, she's saying mama. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
You know what, though? You know what my wife doesn't realize, though? Is that she calls me mama, too. Seriously.
That's very interesting.
She calls me. I had to literally sit her down and tell her that penises don't work that way.
Okay, exactly.
It was kind of amazing because you get to spend a little bit of time with the Obamas, and I got to spend some time with Prime Minister Trudeau, which
so
was
much better with
huge for me because he's like our rock star prime minister, amazing guy. I swapped a quick idea with him on how we can take Alaska, and he didn't really.
The character knows he's in a comic book movie, but he works in the X-Men universe, so he's dealing with other X-Men. He's talking about other X-Men. He's making jokes about Ryan Reynolds. It's rated R, which is unusual for Marvel X-Men type movie. I think it's Certificate 15 here in the UK.
Yeah, we can take it.
Yes, in China, it's rated Go Fuck Yourself.
You're so old, you make dust look like a baby.
I'm trying to process that right.
It says, this is Ryan Reynolds, 3. He's enjoying the water at Kids Community Center wading pool. Ryan lives at 2382 Oliver Crescent.
The local newspaper was like, okay, guys, we have a semi-nude, vulnerable 3-year-old boy. The only thing that's going to make this better, let's let him know where he lives. Sexting and stuff, and they're like, send a picture of a penis. I can't think of anything more threatening to send a woman than a picture of a penis.
Yeah,
in terms of sexy, it's like just a rung below a picture of yourself committing domestic terrorism. Yeah. I don't know why someone does that.
You handle a lot of guns in this film.
Yes.
A lot of
guns.
Is that fun to do? I don't get to do that in my job.
It's terrifying. In these movies, they want the big muzzle flash, so they use these full loads.
Right.
And when you go home at the end of the day, and your girlfriend's like, "How was your day, honey?" and it just doesn't sound right. You're like, "Oh, I shot a full load at some guy."
You're tall, you're handsome, you have the perfect amount of scruff, and you still have no talent.
Wow. You're going to say that with a straight face to 1998's MTV Best Kiss nominee, Ryan Reynolds?
Talk about. There was a point where I heard the song, can I say when?
Yeah, the song, yeah.
Coming out of Your mouth?
Yeah, the Papa, can you?
Right, coming out of your mouth.
Mental.
Keep going.
No, I've grown. Papa, do you see me?
It's like when
Papa,
you say
can you find me tonight?
And the baby's name, have you decided on a name? You got a name.
We're trying to, I always feel like I never know how to play that because, I'm in the public eye and then I don't know whether to just thrust this child into the public eye.
Well, no, you don't want to do that.
People said that the name was Violet, it was reported, which is a very pretty name.
Beautiful name, congratulations.
That's Ben Affleck's daughter's name.
Well, it's not your daughter's name. Your daughter's name is not
We
Violet.
never steal another celebrity baby's name, so we went with Shiloh. So, no, we didn't. Although, that kid was born a little jaundice and like a little carrot, and I wanted to go John Boehner, but that was shot down instantly.
Wait a minute. You're making jokes about your baby daughter?
Yeah.
6 weeks old or something?
She's fair game, Dave.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
I was 13 years old.
Wow, so your whole life has been about bullshitting people.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Said the guy who starred in Goonies. Did these sequences, these car chases, and I know he talked a little bit about it last night, but we did a scene in a car. It's driving 80 miles an hour in Cape Town, South Africa. Really, really intense car chase, and Denzel Washington was in the back seat, and he's trying to choke me to death. I don't even...
In this movie, you get choked quite a lot. I mean, you mentioned you crushed my windpipe. It looks like you're getting your windpipe
choking hazard on the film. Yes, definitely choking hazard in the movie. He's in the back seat. He's just choking the hell out of me, as you do a lot in this film. And the car is zigging and zagging, and it's all over the place. And somehow, some way, I felt the back of my head connect with something tall, dark, and expensive.
Oh.
And we stopped the car, and I looked around, and there was Denzel Washington staring at a hole through my face.
Yeah.
And on his face, he had a very large, growing golf ball-sized welt.
You mentioned that.
He did mention that.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I'm aware of that.
You banged his face with your head.
I banged I banged his face very, very hard with my head, which for a young actor, that doesn't feel good. I didn't know what to do in the moment. I didn't know if I should call for help. Not for him, for me. I didn't know what.
Yeah.
It is a little weird, when you're just sitting there and you see your face drive by on a bus, and it's not the short yellow one you used to go to school in. I mean, it's an actual full-on transit bus.
Right.
So, you never get over that. But
you never
I've got to stop screaming. That's me.
Yeah, see, that's
Me. And we talked about it last time I was on here. I love road trips, so I actually was off to Montana for New Year's. So friends of mine were having a little New Year's party. So as I was leaving, I was driving in the car and heading out, and they called and they said, "There's the greatest pie shop in the world is in Vancouver. Could you pick up a dozen of these things and bring them over there?"
You're talking about like pie, like apple pie,
cherry, all that, good stuff. So I said, sure. So I start going over there. Now, I got to preface this with the fact that, I get really uncomfortable when people, sometimes they'll come up and they'll start to do a scene from, a movie I did 100
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, and it's fine. It's not because I don't want to do it. I'm just, shy. I get, a little shy, and I don't know the words anymore.
Right.
It's all awkward and weird. But anyway, I go and I pick up these pies, and I get in the car, and I'm driving, and I'm heading toward the border crossing, the border heading to the United States, and I'm getting closer and closer and closer, and I kind of remember that you're not allowed to bring fruits and vegetables across the border.
Really, not even in pie form.
Not even in pie form.
You can't bring a pie into the United States. Well, the terrorists.
It's just
they have.
They really have.
Can't bring a pie in.
Yep.
Nice going.
Yep.
Maybe last year actually brought him food over.
So do you surrender them at the border?
Well, I was really late getting out of there, so I just thought I'd go with some good old-fashioned lying, and but the problem is I'm a terrible liar. I mean, given my chosen profession, I think I'd be pretty good at it, but when I lie, my voice goes north, my face goes south. It's just terrible. So I'm getting up to the border, and the guy gets to the border patrol guy. He looks at me and he says, "Are you carrying any, firearms or anything illegal like that?" I said, "No." And he says, "Are you carrying any fruits or vegetables or anything like that?" I said, "No."
At least that's how it sounds in my head when I do it. And he just looks at me for what felt like an hour. And I'm looking back at him, and I don't know how this is going to go. And he basically just sort of leans in and he says, do you know, my wife and I, every Christmas, we watch that movie you did called Just Friends. And we love it. And thank you. And he says, what's that scene at the end of the movie where you sing the song? You know the song? And he's looking at me, and it's clear that he can tell I'm just full of it, right? So what's really happening is he's looking at me and he's just saying, I know you're lying.
Perform.
Dance monkey.
That's what they do at the border.
Yeah.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
The Canadian border.
Yeah. So I basically white knuckle it. I clear my throat and I launch into it. It was from the movie. It was a '90s hit by All for One called "I Swear." Great group. And I launch it. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there.
I would have told him to eat a dick. I ain't fucking singing.
I don't know any more words. Yeah, I forgot already. And he just, I'm done. He looks at me and just says, that's great. Welcome back to America. Let's get on in.
Nah, he would have me fucked up. I'm not performing that. Yeah, you're gonna have to check my shit then. But I wonder what happens. Do they just confiscate it, or do you actually get in trouble? I don't know. I've never brought food from a different country, but yeah, he's cool and all. I guess he's on Deadpool and some other stuff that I've never seen before. But I don't know why his face is so familiar if I've never even seen those movies. I've seen him so many times. I guess he's just a very popular actor, but nothing that I could think of that I've seen him in. Anyway, cool video. Y'all let me know what y'all thought, and I'll see y'all on the next one.